Anyway, seeing as we've all just finished the refights there, we're getting into the Sigma battle. I might as well bring myself back to fucking reality here. As far as those fights went, I know that I phoned in a few of them there, especially during like the last half of the fights. But you gotta understand that even though most of the boss, well, actually all the bosses in X4 don't offer a whole hell of a lot in the way of threat, when you're fighting all 8 of them, including Sigma, with only the X-Buster, and you don't really have any room for error because one hit and the run is scraped. It's surprising exactly how many attempts and how much concentration it actually takes to get a successful run of this. So I was really more concerned, especially because even doing the bosses optimally doesn't make a big amount of difference in time. I was more concerned with actually surviving and getting a successful run than I was doing it as fast as I could. Now, as far as Sigma goes, obviously the first 2 forms are absolutely nothing to talk about. The first one, yeah, for those of you who haven't played this, which I'm hard-pressed to think is any of you, I did break the boundaries of the challenge there due to necessity. There isn't a weapon outside of Rising Fire that can actually hurt that form. But there's not a lot you can do to speed that one up. The 2 hits that you get on him, basically you time them optimally, but after that he goes through that slashing animation and there is no way to hit him during that, so that went about as fast as it could have, as well as the second one there. Obviously the preferred thing to do was to get him stuck in that loop where he throws the siphon to the wall and just kind of stands there taking hits off you, and taking hits off you is all he does throughout the whole fucking fight. So again, the only way to really speed it up is to just make sure you're firing off the X-Busters as soon as they charge. Now, the big thing to talk about here is the third form, obviously enough, and the preferred way to go about this is make sure that, for one, the gun form never, and it is a matter of luck, but you make sure the gun form never uses the screen covering laser there, because obviously enough, every time you go through one form you have to wait 15 seconds while the heads do their attack, so you want to get in as many hits as possible while one cycle is still on the screen. Luckily enough in this one I got seated there because the gun form doesn't use anything other than the slow beam there before he kicks off. Now, the real iffy part of this battle, and it definitely takes up a lot of time, is the head form using the rock attack there, because I've tested that time and time again when, under these stipulates, which is I can't take a hit to help me, and I'm just using the X-Buster, which is pure bullshit in this fight. I can't actually do any damage to him when he's using that attack, so the happy alternative would have been, is there a way that I can coax that guy into using the wind attack every time, because that way I can always get my set amount of hits in and it wastes the least amount of time on cycling through here. But I'm honestly at a loss there. The way you see it, I mean, it looks terribly lazy, because he uses that rock attack damn near 5 times, I think, before I finally kill him. But I've played with this battle loads, and I really do mean loads. I mean, I'm talking hours on end of manipulating his AI, experimenting with him in every way I could think of, and I know the kind of oft-quoted method is to hover in the top right corner there, and supposedly that'll give him more propensity to use the wind attack than the rock one, but that doesn't seem to do anything for me. I've given it a lot of attempts, and each time he uses the rock attack just as frequently. And more to the point, I haven't been able to come up with a way to manipulate him into not using that. He, like I said, uses about 5-6 times total here, and combined with a successful run through all of this segment, that's actually the best I've been able to get. Now I'm almost positive there's a way, and I'm sure someone knows it, to manipulate him into using the wind attack either more often, if not all the time. But I couldn't find it, and I couldn't find word of it anywhere. And I searched high and low on the internet, all over SDA, even on TAS videos. There, I'm not sure why they'd be discussing something like that. But and nothing doing, man. This was the best I could come up with, and it pisses me off because, like I said, it obviously wastes a lot of time. Every time he uses that attack, he's taking no damage, and I'm wasting another 15 seconds going through the cycle of heads there that there's no way to speed up. So it's a little late to change that now, but if anyone does have, and I mean anyone that's watching this, has a way or knows of a way to manipulate that better, by all means tell me, because I've got to save right up before the final segment here. So if I can get the chance to improve that, I definitely would appreciate taking it. So, fill me in on that if you know anything. But that concludes my speedrun of X4. I do hope you enjoyed it. It was definitely a lot of fun to do there, and really satisfying to finally pull off successfully. Even though at times there it probably didn't sound like it. Anyway, next up are X5 and 6, which both offer way more batshit insanity than this one did. So thanks for putting up with my ranting. I know it's been going on for the better part of 16 minutes here. Until then, this has been the X4 Minimalist speedrun. I hope you've enjoyed it and stick around for more. This is Hide a Beast, and thanks for watching.